Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Osman's EduTrends, swing into educational trends. Today we are here with a new topic, hypoglycemic agents or anti-diabetic agents in medicinal chemistry. Anti-diabetic drugs or hypoglycemic agents are the drugs which are used to lower the blood glucose or sugar levels, that is to treat diabetes mellitus. These are of two types, insulin or parenteral anti-diabetic agents and synthetic anti-diabetic agents or oral hypoglycemic agents. Oral hypoglycemic agents, which are subdivided into 6 classes. The first subclass is sulfonylureas, example tolbutamide, carbutamide, glipizide, glimepiride. The second subclass is biguanides, example fenformin, metformin. Third subclass is non-sulfonylureas, example thiazolidinediones or glitazones, example rosiglitazone, ceglitazone, pioglitazone. And second subclass for non-sulfonylureas is metaglinides like repaglinide, natiglinide. Moving on to the fourth subclass, that is alpha-glucosidase inhibitors, example acarbose, voglibose, miglitol. Moving on to the second last class, that is fifth subclass, aldose reductase inhibitors, example sorbinil, tolrestat. And the last class is miscellaneous agents, example linoglyceride, pyroglyceride. Now if we just talk about the structures and details, the first class insulin or the anti-diabetic agents, insulin is available with the brand name Lispro, that is Humalog. The structure of insulin is as follows, composed of two peptide chain referred to as A chain and B chain. A and B chain are linked together by two disulfide bonds and an additional disulfide is formed within a chain A. In most species, the A chain consists of 21 amino acids and B chain consists of 30 amino acids. Insulin, which is also called as regular insulin or human insulin, is a short-acting form of insulin used for treatment of hyperglycemia caused by type 1 or type 2 diabetes. It is produced by recombinant DNA technology and it is identical to endogenously produced insulin. Typically, it is prescribed for the management of diabetes mellitus and it is a peptide hormone produced by beta cells of pancreas that promotes glucose metabolism. It is released from pancreas following a meal to promote the uptake of glucose from the blood into the internal organs and tissues such as liver, fat cells and skeletal muscles. Absorption of glucose into cells allows for its transformation into glycogen or fat for storage. Insulin also inhibits hepatic glucose production, enhances protein synthesis and inhibits lipolysis and proteolysis among many other functions. Now, for general knowledge, comparison between human, porcine and bovine insulin, the amino acid residue sequence of insulin differs from species to species. If we take human insulin, then the amino acid in chain A, that is the 8th amino acid will be threonine and 10th amino acid will be isoleucine. Whereas in chain B, the 30th amino acid will be threonine. Whereas if you see in porcine insulin, the 8th amino acid in chain A will be threonine, whereas 10th amino acid in chain A will be isoleucine, but the 30th amino acid in chain B will be alanine. Now if we talk about bovine insulin, then the 8th amino acid in chain A will be alanine, 10th amino acid in chain A will be valine, whereas 30th amino acid in chain B will be alanine. Now, if we talk about the structural activity relationship of insulin, then the amino acid residue cannot be removed from the peptide chain A, but can be removed from chain B. The first 6 amino acids and the last 3 amino acids residue can be removed without significant loss of activity. And any further removal of amino acid residue results in decreased activity, finally leading to inactivation of the molecule. Substitution of methyl group at the alpha carbon of alanine glycine leads to reduction in binding ability of the insulin analog. The three-dimensional structure of insulin monomer provided by the X-ray crystallography has revealed an exposed receptor binding area on the surface of the molecule. The modification of tertiary structure of insulin leads to a reduction in the affinity as well as the efficacy of the insulin analog. Replacement of alanine glycine with guanine gives the most active insulin analog, but alanine glycine derivatives possess weak bioactivity. Replacement of naturally occurring histidine with aspartic acid at chain B 10th position gives more active human insulin analogs. The pharmacokinetic properties of human insulin can be modified by addition of 2 extra arginine residue at chain B 31 and chain B 32 amino acid residues. This modification in the insulin molecule affects its isoelectric point, which shifts from 5.4 to 7.0 and produces insulin which is insoluble with extended duration of action. Example is diarginyl insulin. Now let us talk about the synthetic or anti-diabetic agents or oral hypoglycemic agents. These are used for the treatment of type 2 non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. These are prescribed only if a patient shows negative response towards 3 months therapy of increased physical activity and restricted carbohydrate intake. These drugs should be used as adjuncts to diet and exercise but should not be replacing them. Oral hypoglycemic agents are advantageous over insulin and its preparation. Now if we talk about the first class sulfonylureas, example carbutamide. Carbutamide available with the brand name Glucidorol and IUPAC name is 1,4-aminobenzene sulfonyl 3-butylurea. It is used as an anti-diabetic drug to treat diabetes and it reduces the excess sugar in the blood by promoting the secretion of insulin. The next drug is tolbutamide available with the brand name Orinase and IUPAC name 1-butyl-3-paratolulyl sulfonyl urea. It is used for the treatment of non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, which acts by stimulating beta cells of pancreas to release insulin. Now next drug is glibenclamide, which is available with the brand name Glyburide and IUPAC name 5-chloro-N2,4-cyclohexylamino carbonyl amino sulfonyl phenyl ethyl 2-methoxybenzamide. It is used to treat patients with type 2 diabetes mellitus. It is typically given to patients who cannot be managed with standard first-line therapy. It stimulates insulin secretion through the closure of ATP-sensitive potassium channels on beta cells, raising intracellular potassium and calcium ion concentrations. Now, if you talk about the synthesis of tolbutamide, it can be synthesized by taking 4-methyl-benzene sulfonamide and reacting it with ethyl chloroformate. Subjected to chlorination, it forms ethyl tosyl carbamate, which again reacted with butylamine, which on removal of ethyl alcohol forms tolbutamide. Now, the structural activity relationship of sulfonylureas, which can be studied in two parts, that is substitution on benzene, that is alkyl R group, and substitution on terminal nitrogen atom R1, that is substituent. The substitution on benzene R alkyl group, the substituents attached to benzene atom should always be in the para position and it determines the duration of action of the compound. The benzene atom should only be mono-substituted in order to maintain the activity of sulfonylureas. The presence of simple atoms or groups of atoms at R led to the development of sulfonylureas with very low potency. Example, first generation sulfonylureas. The presence of bulky groups at R led to the development of sulfonylureas with greater potency. Example, all second generation sulfonylureas. Now, when we are talking about the substitution on terminal nitrogen atom, R1 determines the lipophilicity and activity of the compound, and always R1 should be an aliphatic moiety. The presence of aromatic moieties often leads to development of toxic sulfonylureas. A minimum of 3 to 6 carbon atoms should be present in aliphatic chain of N substituents for optimum activity. Presence of more than 12 carbon atoms in aliphatic chain led to the development of inactive sulfonylureas. Presence of small groups like ethyl or methyl at R1 results in inactive sulfonylureas. Now moving on to the second subclass, that are biguanides. Example, fenformin, metformin. Fenformin is available with the brand name Bidab and IUPAC name 1-phenyl ethyl biguanide. Fenformin is used as anti-diabetic drug, but it has a potential risk of lactic acidosis. Fenformin binds to AMP activated protein kinase. It is an ultra-sensitive cellular energy sensor that monitors energy consumption and down-regulates ATP consuming processes when activated. The biguanide fenformin has been shown to independently decrease an ion transport processes which influence cellular metabolism and activate AMP activated protein kinase. Fenformin's hypoglycemic activity is related the effect it has in activating AMP activated protein kinase and fooling insulin sensitive cells into thinking that insulin levels are low and causing the body to use glucose as if in a state of low calorie consumption. This drug also seems to inhibit several variants of ATP sensitive potassium channels. Now moving on to the next drug, that is metformin, available with the brand name Diameth and IUPAC name 1,1-dimethyl biguanide. Metformin is considered as anti-hyperglycemic agent because it lowers blood glucose concentration in type 2 diabetes without causing hypoglycemia. It is commonly described as insulin sensitizer, leading to a decrease in insulin resistance and a clinically significant reduction of plasma fasting insulin levels. Another well-known benefit of this drug is modest weight loss. Metformin is the drug of choice for obese type 2 diabetes patients. Now, if we talk about the synthesis of metformin, we can see that dimethylamine is reacted with guanidine subjected to deamination to form 1,1-dimethyl guanidine, which is again reacted with guanidine again subjected to deamination to form metformin. Now, moving on to the third subclass, that is non-sulfonylureas, and in that the subclass 1, that is thiazolidinedione or glitazone, example rosiglitazone. Rosiglitazone is available with the brand name Rosicon and IUPAC name is 5-para-2-methyl-2-pyridyl amino ethoxybenzyl 2,4-thiazolidinedione. The mechanism of action of rosiglitazone is by activation of intracellular receptor class of. Apart from its action on insulin resistance, it appears to have an anti-inflammatory effect. Research also suggested that rosiglitazone may also be beneficial to the subset of patients with Alzheimer's disease. Now moving on to the another drug, that is pioglitazone, available with the brand name Diavista and IUPAC name 5,4,2,5-ethylpyridine 2-yle ethoxyphenyl-methyl-1,3-thiazolidine 2,4-dione. Pioglitazone is used as an adjunct to diet, exercise and other anti-diabetic medications in diabetes mellitus. Its pharmacological action is primarily by promoting insulin sensitive and improve uptake of blood glucose via agonism at the peroxisome proliferator activator receptor gamma. These are ligand activated transcription factors that are involved in expression of more than 100 genes and affect numerous metabolic processes. Now next drug is siglitazone, which is available with IUPAC name 5,4,1-methyl cyclohexyl methoxyphenyl methyl 1,3-thiazolidine 2,4-dione. Siglitazone was never used as a medication, but it sparked interest in the effects of thiazolidinediones and may potentially be used in ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. It increases adipogenesis, decreases differentiation and angiogenesis in human umbilical vein endothelial cell and osteoblastogenesis in human mesenchymal stem cells. Now, if you just see the second subclass, metaglenides, example repaglenide, which is available with the brand name Repide or Urepa and IUPAC name 2-ethoxy-4-1s-3-methyl-1,2-piperidine 1-yle-phenyl-butyl carbamoyl methyl benzoic acid. It is used in the treatment of non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. It acts by binding to beta cells of pancreas to stimulate insulin release. It induces an early insulin response to meals, decreasing postprandial blood glucose levels. Now moving on to the another drug, that is nateglinide, brand name Prandine and IUPAC name 2-R-3-phenyl-2,4-propane-2-yle cyclohexyl formamidopropanoic acid. Nateglinide is used in the treatment of non-insulin dependent diabetes and it is an amino acid. It has similar effects as compared to repaglenide. Metaglenides may cause hypoglycemia, although the risk is thought to be lower than that of sulfonylurea since their action is dependent on presence of glucose. Now moving on to the next subclass, that is alpha glucosidase inhibitors, example acarbose, which is available with the brand name Precose and IUPAC name 3,4-dihydroxy-6-methyl 5,4,5-6-trihydroxy-3-hydroxymethyl cyclohex 2-ene 1-yle amino-oxan 2-yle oxy 3,4-dihydroxy-6-hydroxymethyl oxan 2-yle oxy 2,3,5,6 tetrahydroxyhexanal. Acarbose is an inhibitor of alpha glucosidase that retards the digestion and absorption of carbohydrates in the small intestine and hence reduces the increase in blood glucose concentration after a carbohydrate load. Now next drug is Miglitol, which is available with the brand name Mignar and IUPAC name 1,2-hydroxy-ethyl-2-hydroxymethyl piperidine 3,4,5-triol. Miglitol inhibits the breakdown complex carbohydrates into glucose. It is used in type 2 diabetes mellitus for establishing greater glycemic control by preventing the digestion of carbohydrates into monosaccharides, which can be absorbed by the body. Unlike other drugs, Miglitol is not metabolized and the unmetabolized drug is excreted by the kidneys. Now the structural activity relationship of alpha glucosidase inhibitors. Alpha glucosidase inhibitors should have the following components in the structure in order to elicit pharmacological actions. A common pharmacophore containing carbosin, that is 4,6-dideoxy-4-amino-D-glucose, and a substituted cyclohexane ring. A secondary amino group which prevents the protonation of essential carboxylic acid with glycosidic oxygen bonds of the substrate. Now we have fifth subclass, that are aldose reductase inhibitors. Example, sorbinil, available with the brand name sorbitol and IUPAC name 6-fluoro-2,3-dihydrospiro 1-benzopyran 4,4-imidazolidine 2,5-dione. Sorbinil is used in treatment of diabetic complications including neuropathy and retinopathy. Now moving on to the another drug, that is tolrostat, which is available with the brand name aldredase and IUPAC name N6-methoxy-5-trifluoromethyl-1-naphthyl-thiocarbonyl N-methylglycine. It is approved for the control of certain diabetic complications. This drug is used in treatment of patients with peripheral sensorimotor diabetic neuropathy. Now we have the last subclass, that is miscellaneous agents. Example, linoglyceride, which is available with the brand name meglitinide and IUPAC name N1-methyl-2-pyrrolidinylidene and phenyl-4-morpholine carboxamidine. Linoglyceride is having a similar mechanism of action as compared to sulfonylureas. It potentiates insulin release in isolated islets and in the perfused pancreas. In islets, it is repeated to stimulate insulin secretion in presence of glucose but not in its absence. Now next drug is pyroglyceride, which is available with the brand name Proglide and IUPAC name N1-methyl-pyrrolidine-2-islidine and phenyl-1-pyrrolidine carboxamidine. It potentiates glucose-induced insulin secretion from isolated islets. This effect is accompanied by a facilitated glucose metabolism. Pyroglyceride partially prevents the known inhibitory effects of manoheptulose on glucose-induced secretions and utilization. It might be useful not only to probe the underlying mechanism of stimulated insulin secretion but also in therapy of those diabetics who have an impaired beta cell responsiveness to glucose. So this completes anti-diabetic or oral hypoglycemic agents. Thank you.